his truck. Joe pulled in behind him, and I pulled in behind Joe. I didn't know he had a 12 gauge with him. So Joe jumps out of the truck. He's in a little guy like this guy was pretty big. He comes out and he's carrying a 12 gauge. And the guy looked at him. No, I ain't gonna do it with you, buddy. Jumped back in his truck and took off. Look at the flight on it, Bill. Okay. Okay.
Alright, so we just got loaded, waiting for Grandpappy to go get his bills, and then we're gonna head on down east to Pennsylvania. I had to think about that for a second, too early. Speaking of the old man, there he is.
Well, I gotta make some bills out, and I'll be ready. I'll pull it out of the way.
Alright guys, so we made it, Pennsylvania. Now we're getting out and taking a look at the load. We gotta make sure all the chains and everything are staying down tight. So let's make our way to the back of the trailer, see how good of a job chaining down we did. Gotta go this way, that's where the ladder to get up to the frame to the top of the trailer is. They're that loose, huh?
Oh, they'll all be loose, I told you that. They put the carriage underneath it with all the wheels on.
Okay. So that's what they come off looking like raw over there. And they weld them together. That's what it looks like, all assembled together, those kits that we haul that are sitting right there on the trailer.
No, that's gotta be...
Well, it's not that one right there, it's those yellow ones over there.
Yeah, the yellow ones, I think.
The one sitting right over there on the powder coat cart.
All the turns we went around up and down them hills.
Yeah.
We weren't messing around either. We were running pretty good.
No. It's just amazing though, you know, I mean, you take one small turn or slam your brakes. These things are, you know, we packed them down the best that they can be strapped down, but it's still very loosely packed together. That's pretty thick. What's that? Inch steel?
Oh, no, that's
half inch?
Half inch, 5/16 maybe. Or
plate?
It's over half inch.
And all that stuff's laser cut too.
Oh,
look
yeah.
at that.
See how
I mean,
nice
that's
and smooth it is?
Yeah, that's some nice cut steel. And look at the bends they put on it too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the presses.
Perfect. When they put this together, they fit perfect, like a puzzle. Boom, boom, boom. They stick them together and they start welding.
You ever had any rejects or no?
No.
They don't send anything back?
How can they screw it up? It's fit. You know, when it goes together, it goes in a jig. And we slap that jig together and then they put the welds on it. The jig holds it in place till the welds cool off a little bit. Because when you start welding this to that, you're going to get a little bit of bend in it, you know, from the heat. So they put it in a jig to hold it straight so it don't bend at all.
Talk about I got a lot of people asking about the garage back in the day, how you started trucking. The garage that you had that's now
We still got the signs for that.
Yeah.
Up in the attic.
That's all you did, yeah.
We'll get it out when your dad will build your garage. We'll get it out.
We'll put it out there?
It's like new.
Well, is it all chopped up?
I don't think.
No?
It may be cut in two, but I don't think it's all chopped up.
Okay.
But we could put it back together.
No, yeah. The sign we're talking about is the sign that you used to have on your service garage years ago.
Oh my God, that was 1968, 69.
That you had that? So we gotta pull it out for nostalgia's sake and put it in our garage. How many trucks did you have?
5.
You had 5?
That was the most.
What, pain in the ass getting
Four
more?
headaches and me.
You were probably the biggest headache there, huh?
No. I worked night and day, buddy.
Yeah? What was your biggest run coming out of?
We were hauling steel, big coils, like 230,000 pound coils, 235s.
Was that legal?
No. We was hauling them from Cleveland to Youngstown. You know, when we got on the we never used the turnpike though. They wouldn't let us on the turnpike because we were too heavy.
Yeah.
So we would go to back roads down 14 to 76 and down that way, because that was open back then. Part of that 76 was open back in the early 60s. I mean the late 60s.
Okay.
They opened that up, and we used to go down that way, and we used to haul like a 30,000 pound coil there and one up here. We'd have no side kits or nothing. We'd just throw 2 chains through them and go. And we would go down there and unload it, and we'd pull into the plant, and they had big, no, we unloaded them with crane. Overhead crane. We pulled into the building and right out the other side. They come down, boom, with a big Seahawk like Singer had. Take them off, set them down, and you were gone.
How many of those a day?
You could work around the clock, 24 hours a day,
That's
7 days a week.
Whole law or the
that order run, we got I worked for Stoney then. They got 120 loads a day.
Wow.
I mean big loads, not little loads. Like probably 120 coils.
A day.
You know, yeah, a day. So that was 50, half of that, 60 loads a day coming out of just one mill.
Wow.
And we had a big tow motor in our terminal. Like we had what was every bit as big as this the yard was. And we had a big tow motor over there. You could bring them coils up, throw 1 chain on them, bring them out in water. The guy didn't even chain them.
They just took
throw
them and went?
Well, yeah, we only had to go to the top of the hill, and they'd take them off. And then we'd set them in the yard, and then like Saturday and Sunday, we have nothing. We could go down there and go to work. Even if the mill shut down, we could haul the shit out of the yard. That was yours. They just put your name on it.
Yeah.
They'd write Dave on it if it was mine, you know.
You go pick it up and go?
Well, as long as we had a tow motor driver there,
yeah.
You know,
that was in the yard for Stoney.
Stoney, yeah.
Are they still around?
Yeah.
Really?
I think they are. But it ain't the same people running. You know, all those people are dead and gone. Dead a long time ago. That was in the early 70s.
So you did that in the 70s, and 80s, where were you?
76, I started running the road. 1976 for Ardham Transportation. We run Chicago, Cleveland.
Okay.
That's what I did for 25 years.
Okay.
Just Chicago to Cleveland, back and forth.
So you know that road like the back of your hand.
Oh, I could probably go down a turnpike sleeping and not run off the road.
Then after that, where did you go?
Then I worked for Ardham.
So you did Ardham?
I mean, not Ardham, but Sarah.
Sarah.
You know, Sandy.
Until they sold out.
Until they sold out, yeah. Well, I worked for them 19 years.
Gotcha.
And that's when I went over to Singer. Started driving for Singer.
Okay. We've been doing this run for a long time now.
8 years. This is the 8th year.
Wow. I
started in February, so this is March. So this is going into the 8th year. We got 7 complete years in. This is going to be 8th one. February, March. We're the 2nd month of the 8th year. 8th year. Me.
Yeah.
It's me driving.
Then we brought on Owen.
Then Owen. Yeah.
Jerry with our K-Dub. What do you think has changed the most in trucking?
The attitude.
The attitude?
People, the
camaraderie they used to have back in the day?
The what?
Camaraderie, like everybody working together and...
Yeah, it was easy. If somebody truck broke down, we had 50 owner-operators working for us. No, they had 100.
Really?
Yeah, we had to hit the guy just out of clear.
So everybody would pitch in then?
Well, if somebody broke down or blew a tire or something, the guy behind him would stop and help him change the tire, because they were all they weren't Bud wheels, they were Dayton wheels. They only had like 5 bolts on it. You could change it with a big
You still see some of those trailers rolling around.
Yeah, there's still some with Dayton wheels on. And we could change the tire ourselves. All we needed was a 20-ton jack and a
big old ratchet.
a ratchet, extension. That's all I had in the truck.
Yeah.
And we could change the tire in no time. Shit, I could change the tire in this truck myself. Probably when I was a young man, jack that wheel up and change one of them tires, and I bet you half hour.
One tire?
One tire, yeah. Well, we didn't change both unless you blew both of them.
Yeah.
If you blew one tire, you just change the one. I'd have a spare, drag it out of the rack, and change the tire.
Okay.
And keep on going.
That's what you would do?
I was running with one of my buddies one time. We were coming into Ravenna there. You know where?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Where that Get-Go's at? That used to be a
14?
truck stop. Where Get-Go is?
The one in Ravenna?
Yeah, the one in Ravenna. That used to be a truck stop right there.
A big truck stop, like a big yard?
Pretty good size. It was West Park truck stop or something they called it. I don't remember what it was. But we were going down there one day, me and another guy, and we had two big coils on. And he had two big coils on, and the cops were sitting in.
Be like,
right at the cop station, where the cop station is before you come into Ravenna.
Yeah.
They seen us go by. He pulls out and he stopped us. So where are you guys going? We said we're going to Youngstown. It's okay. So let me see your paperwork. So we showed him paper. We had 65,000 pounds of steel on. I said, hey, you're a little overloaded, ain't you? I said, yeah, a little bit.
Go ahead.
He says, you wanted to see our license plate? Well, I had to write license plates in my truck, but my buddy didn't. He had 3 trucks that were identical, 3 or 4 trucks were identical. He'd just switch the license plates around. He'd go say he lost the plate, they'd give him another one. He'd stick it, he had like...
So you just rotate plates?
Just rotate the plates, yeah. And
that's probably why they have all that legislation they do now.
Well, anyway, he said, well, you're going to have to park that truck. This license plate don't match that truck. It's okay. So he jumps in the truck with me, and we go to Youngstown, unload and come back. And he goes, gets a plate off of one of his other truck, come down, puts it on, and goes to work.
Did you get stopped by that cop again?
No, he was gone. His shift was over. He figured you guys are all crazy.
You specifically, man, you are crazy. Some of the
when you see some of them guys, boy, some of them guys are crazy, boy. We used to work around the clock.
What was the funniest story that you have doing that? Do it like running all your years. What,
skinny little
guy? Yeah, is that what you're saying? Is that what you're
But his head looked like he wore out 3 bodies. I mean, his face with that wrinkle.
Really?
Yeah, he just was a trucker from the day he was 15.
Oh wow.
And
he smoked?
Oh yeah.
So
smoke, drink, run around, do everything,
Joe would do a little bit of everything?
He was on the CB, and we was in Chicago. We're coming out of Chicago to go back to the terminal because he worked for Artem too. That was when he was working for Artem.
Would you guys just run with each other?
Yeah. Well, we unload the same place, so we're going back to the terminal because we had to sign the board then. It was all union. We had to actually go into the terminal and sign that board before they'd dispatch us.
Wow.
So him and I was coming back together, and he's yelling. Some guy cut him off. And old Joe's yelling at him, and he says, oh, you stop, I'll kick your skinny little ass. He says, you want to bet? He said, just pull over. So the guy pulled over. Joe pulled in behind him. He got out of his truck, and he had a 12 gauge in his hand. He says, come on, mother. The guy jumped in his truck and took off like a jet, man. He messed with that crazy hillbilly. You got a 12 gauge? No. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even mess with Joe.
Did you pull
Joe
over
was
with
crazy, yeah. I told him, I said, Joe, you're going to go to jail. If that guy calls the cop, we're both probably going to jail till we get over to Indiana. We was in the Illinois side. We was in Chicago, coming down 94. And he actually pulled over, stopped. And I said, Joe,
you're going to get us killed?
You're going to get us killed or put in jail.
Joe didn't care, huh?
He was a nut, buddy. That's one guy I wouldn't mess
You think
with.
he's still alive?
No, he died.
Oh, he did?
He pulled over with his truck. Joe pulled in behind him, and I pulled in behind Joe. I didn't know he had a 12 gauge with him. So Joe jumps out of the truck. He's in a little guy like this guy was pretty big. He comes out and he's carrying a 12 gauge. And the guy looked at him. No, I ain't gonna do it with you, buddy. Jumped back in his truck and took off.
You say, what the hell are you doing, Joe?
Yeah, he's crazy, man. You think these guys would do anything, man? I mean, they're dangerous. Really? Bullshit about it, but these are real hillbillies.
God, we think you're bad. We got no idea, man.
You ain't seen none of them guys, buddy. They're crazier than Joe.
and loaded. Now it's time to get everything strapped down and put back together so we can head home. Pops, I think you need another 4 or 5 foot in the stretch.
Oh, no, we don't.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.